Hey guys, my name is Mark, and on this video I'm going to be showing you how to drive in snow. So before we get started, I'm just going to share something with you about myself just so we can establish some sort of trust. My favourite TV show of all time has got to be Game of Thrones. So normally you want to move off in gear 1, but if it's really snowy like this and a bit icy on the floor, I'm going to show you what it's like to move off in gear 1. So you see, the wheels spin and you can lose control. What you want to do in that situation is you can either go really slowly on the clutch in gear 1, or if it's really icy, move off in gear 2. It's going to be less spinning of the wheels. So I'm going to look around again, make sure it's safe. And I'm going to just clutch up a tiny bit, a bit of gas as well. And you see it's a bit more controlled, but you need to take longer on the clutch because otherwise you could stall the car. You need to be very smooth and slow with all your controls. So the clutch has to be really smooth and slow. The steering even has to be really smooth and slow, and the braking especially. So I'm going to show you examples of what I mean once we get out onto the road. So you notice everyone around is going to be driving, or should be driving slowly, should I say. That's because the road is really slippery, and if you drive too fast there's a big chance that you're going to skid. So normally I would probably be going much faster than this towards this junction, but I'm going to brake nice and early because I don't want to get to the end there and then brake and then my car will go into the main road. I want to brake nice and early, softly as well, braking early and softly, and then so by the time I get here my car's really going slow, because it's really easy to make it skid in these kind of conditions here. So you notice that guy went around slowly as well. So I'm just going to move out really slowly using my clutch control to come out smoothly. And once I get to like here, I'm still going slow because I can even feel it on the steering wheel as well. That's a bit slippery on the floor there. And then once I've turned, I can straighten my wheels out. I'm going to gradually build up my speed and get into gear 2, checking the crossing. And you want to be careful as well. You won't be able to see floor markings as much like on a normal day, because there's a zebra crossing, but you can barely see it. You look out for other signs, poles telling you, that you're coming up to something important. Because most road markers you won't be able to see them because it's so icy and snowy on the floor. And then when it comes to roundabouts and things like that, we've got another crossing here again. I can't see anything. There's a man coming from the side, so I'm just going to reduce my speed. Okay, he's not crossing, then I can carry on. I'm just going to turn left at this roundabout. So mirror, signal left. And this guy walked in the road, but you see I had my brake nearly covered there just in case he walked really slowly. You give people plenty of space as well, because when it's like this you can have less time to and when you're braking in front of or behind another car, brake really early and keep more of a distance, because sometimes what you find is if you brake too late, your car will still keep moving and you can end up hitting the back of them. So give them plenty of room, more than you would do normally. So normally you want to see a bit of tarmac and tyre, but in these conditions I would stay back even further than that. See, everyone's going slowly, turning slowly, because it's really icy. So this is a 20-mile-an-hour road, but right now I'm doing 15. I don't want to go too fast here. And this man is far away, but I'm still going to slow down early because I don't want to get there and then I can't stop. So he was quite far away on a normal day, but in this situation, even though it's far away, I started reducing my speed really early and had my brake ready in case I got to stop for him, because again, if I brake late, there's a chance that the car will still keep moving and I'll slide into him basically, which is not ideal. So you want to make sure you got your windscreen wipers on a good setting as well, so that you can see the road clearly, because if you don't have it on, it can get covered with snow really quickly. And you see there's a pedestrian on that side there, so you want to be aware of the situation around you as well, including looking at pedestrians from far away and making sure that you stop nice and smoothly. She was quite good actually, because she waited until that car stopped, because I think she knows that some cars might even want to stop but they can't stop, so she kept herself on the pavement until that car fully stopped. So that was good of her to do that. So you feel this, so there the wheel was spinning a bit there because I was going uphill. So you want to just kind of feel the steering, see where it's going, and then you can make adjustments. You don't want to turn too sharply. You don't add too much gas as well, because if you add too much gas, the wheels will spin and then you can lose control of your steering. I'm going quite slow for gear 2, but I need to keep in gear 2 because it's so slippery here. But now the car stops, so I'm going to go into gear 1. And you see, normally on a normal day, these guys will probably fly through there, but they're going really slowly because they're wary of the fact that it could be slippery there. So you don't want to go through tight gaps or even normal gaps really fast when there's other cars coming through, because not everyone's going to have the same control as they would do on a normal day. They could easily slide into you by mistake without even trying to. So just be wary of that. So it's really beautiful here today. Wow, it's nice. Very, very snowy all over the place here. So I'm going to show you how to do a hill start on a snowy road. So starting off on a hill normally is tricky enough, but when it's snowing like this, it can be a bit harder because now your wheels are going to potentially spin. So what you want to do is do the clutch control really softly and really smoothly. So I'm going to show you what I mean. So I'm going to get into gear 1 and then I'll do my look around. I'll put a signal on as well because there's people around there on the back. And then I'm going to bring the clutch just at the biting point. Then I'm just going to hold it there. I'm holding it there. I'm taking much longer than I would normally. I'm checking around as well, keeping the clutch just at the biting point. Then once I get to like here, I'm going to bring it up smoothly. I barely got any gas on because you don't want too much gas in this situation. Too much gas will make the wheel spin. So you want to put just enough for the car to move without it being too much. And here I can't see the floor markings. I can't see where my lane ends. So you just have to kind of guess, have a rough estimate of where your lane ends and stick to your side if possible. We're going to turn left at the end here. So mirror. And again, it's going to be difficult to see where the giveaway lines are, so I'm going to approach it very slowly, putting my clutch down from about here, so I don't want to go into the road. I can't see where the road ends because it's covered in snow. I'm just going to creep out really slowly, checking both sides as I come out. So the car is quite far away, so I'm just going to come out, but if he was any closer, I'll probably wait for him. And then once I get to like here, I can start straightening up. And then again into gear 2. So the higher gears are probably better for traction in terms of like not skidding. You don't want to be in a really low gear for too long, unless you have to go really slowly. And if you know you're going to be stopping like downhill, that's when you have to be extra careful. So with these traffic lights here, it's going to be downhill before we stop. So I'm braking really early. I'll put my clutch down as well because in this car at this sort of speed, gear 2 is not going to be ideal for going that slow. So I'm going to go into gear 1 and go really slowly. But now the lights are changing. So I know this area, so I know this is a box junction. This is another thing you've got to be careful of as well. Right now you can't see it because it's covered in snow, so make sure you're looking out for that too, so that you don't end up blocking traffic unnecessarily. Again, going downhill, so I'm gonna go really slowly, braking early so that I don't skid as I get to the bottom here. So braking early, clutch down. So it's green. I'm gonna go through really slowly still, checking both sides. Everyone should have stopped, and then I'll go through. So we've got width restriction here, so I'm going to go slower than normal. Oh, I've reduced my speed earlier than I would do normally. I'm going to get into gear 1, so I don't want to skid into the side or into the pole there. So I'm just going to go really slowly, clutch down, using my brake to control my speed through here. And then once I get past this point, check my mirrors, then I can carry on. And you want to be careful at crossroads as well, because you see the floor markings are covered up, so some people might not even know that they have to give way here. This is the main bit, but if people are not local, they might not realize that and come flying through. So even though you're on the main bit, you want to be careful as well, because they can't see floor markings. You can't see floor markings either, so you wouldn't know if this was the bit that you need to give way to. So you need to slow down loads, make sure it's safe, and then carry on. Okay, we're turning left at this roundabout, so I'm going to check my center mirror, left mirror, signal left. So we've got this pedestrian on the road, so I'm just going to reduce my speed nice and early. Getting into gear 1 so I can check the right of the roundabout. And you see, you can't really see that it's a roundabout here, but there's a sign there telling us this is the mini roundabout. So be on the lookout for signs as well, so that if you do approach a roundabout, you're not going to be entering it when people are coming from your right. I've got barely any gas on. If I put too much gas, the wheels will spin and then it's going to be hard to steer. See, everyone's going slowly. So normally that guy probably would have come out, but you can see that it's an icy day, so he doesn't want to take the chance of coming out in front of me and then I can't stop. So then watch out for this policeman in case he slips into the road. So it's a brave man cycling. I didn't know you could cycle in this kind of icy conditions. So this guy's smart. See, he's too slippery for two wheels right now, so that's why he's walking with his ped.